Welcome back to Let's Make a Game, a channel about making computer role-playing games using the free program Twine and the Sugarcube format for Twine. This video should be quite quick. I'm going to show you a better way to send the program to the correct screen based on which command the player has entered. If you've been following this series, you'll know that the way the game loop works is once the program has set itself up, we print a description of where the player is, and they enter a command. We then look at that command to try and work out what they want to do, and based on that, we send them to one of several screens, which are these ones, which then process the command, make changes to the game state. Sometimes that involves going to a second screen, and sometimes that involves using these little bits of code that are shared between more than one command. But in the end, it then loops back to this screen where we give a new description and get a new command, and it continues that way until the game is over. And what we've been doing so far is we get a numeric value which will either be 0 if the computer can't work out what the player wants to do, or if they haven't entered anything that matches what's in the array that gives all the commands, or it will be a number if it does match what's in this array. So if they enter north, the number will be 1, east it'll be 2, south it'll be 3, west it'll be 4, get it'll be 5, take it'll be 6, etc., etc. And what we had done is we'd said something like, if y equals 1, or if y is less than 5, then go to move. If y equals 6, go to this page. Else if y equals 7, go to that page, and so on and so on. And as we add more and more commands, we're getting more and more code. And it works, but there is a simpler way to do it, which is what I'm going to show you in this video. So going back to this page and just zooming in a little bit, we have C, which is, as I've said, the array which has all of the commands that we hope to be able to program. I've done up to use so far. And then we start with null, because I find it easier and more intuitive to start from the number 1, and Twine, when you make an array, the first element in the array is always element number 0, and I find that a bit counterintuitive, so I always start with a null or a XX or something just to indicate that that one's not used. So we have this array. Well, I've already shown you this array, but what I'm going to show you that is new is we have this array, which is D, I guess D for destination maybe, and there are as many elements in D as there are in C. Each element in D corresponds to an element in C, and what D does is it gives the name of the page that you want the program to go to based on a particular command. So we can see that C begins with null and then north, east, south, and west, and D begins with null and then move, 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 and move, because all of those 4 commands are dealt with on the same page. And then similarly, get and take. In D we have get and get. Inventory corresponds to inventory. Drop to drop, but then unlock to unlock, use to use. So a lot of them are just the same, but then there's a lot of commands that are different in C are combined in D. So for example, attack and fight both go to a page which we haven't actually made yet, which is fight. And that's what we would expect, because there's a lot of different ways that you can express the same idea, and we want to think of all of them, and then we just tell the computer, yes, when they say brandish pistol, that's the same thing as use pistol, or something like that. So we have this array which gives the names of the pages that we want to go to based on C, and then instead of having a if y equals 7 then go to this one, and if y equals 8 go to this one, we just have if y is greater than 0, go to $d square bracket $y end square bracket, because when we use go to, we can do it with the name of a page, so we can do something like we could do something like less than go to space square bracket move end square bracket greater than. But we can also use variables, so we could have less than go to $x greater than. And in this case, we have less than go to space $d square bracket $y end square bracket greater than. So it just looks up based on y, which is the number of the command that it's found, or 0 if it hasn't found any. If y is greater than 0, look up the relevant array, look up the relevant slot in the D array, and go to that one. And so now, as we add commands, we don't need to add new text telling the program where to go. And then, of course, if y is equal to 0, we just have a generic error message. I don't know how to do that, or some, whatever you choose. And then after giving the error message, we include the page input. In other words, we send the player back to enter another command, hopefully one that the program does recognise. So I hope that was useful or interesting to at least some of you, and I hope you will tune in next time.